So next up, Johnny, we have our two snaps segment.
Yes.
And again, we talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the show. This week's two snaps, we'll be doing an open spoiler discussion for the MCU Disney Plus series, Ironheart.
Yeah.
So again, we're getting ready to talk in very, very open spoiler detail. So just know.
If you haven't seen it, you may want to stop your ears up or something. Don't take our show off, but stop your ears up, walk away, go get you some soda, use the restroom or something, then come back. But we're going to be giving it away.
All right, so let's get into it. So first of all, man, Ironheart debuted on Disney Plus a couple weeks back, a few weeks back. Initially, it's a 6-episode run.
6 episodes.
It initially was going to be like week to week. I think they released the first 3 episodes, then it was going to be week to week. But then they just ended up dropping the last 3 episodes the very following week.
Yes.
So got an opportunity to watch it. And so overall, what were your thoughts on the show in general? Like, did you like it, dislike it? Was it kind of, what
I liked it. I really liked the show. It was, I love the characters. I love the actors in the show. I love how it's set in Chicago.
Yeah.
And the villain in the show, the Hood.
Yeah.
I mean, I just loved everything about it, man. I loved everything about it.
How do you feel about Riri Williams' character?
Riri is, let me see how I'm gonna put Riri. Because what Riri did at the end of the movie shocked. I mean,
well, before we go there,
but Riri, her character is a little bit confusing.
Yeah,
it's a little bit confusing because Riri doesn't know if she wants to be good, if she wants to be bad, and she feels that her being bad or doing bad is going to ultimately help her to be good.
Yeah,
and get her the things that she needs. But as a young adult, Riri is just all over the place.
I don't disagree.
Yeah,
I don't
just all over the place.
I like the show. I like the series. It was, in terms of the MCU shows, not at the top of my list.
Okay.
It's probably somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
In terms of all the MCU TV series, probably somewhere in the middle. It started off a little slow for me. I loved the last episode. I thought the last episode was great.
Yes.
It ended like excellent ending. I do feel that in discussing Riri Williams, I feel that she was a very flawed character.
Yes.
And that's one thing I did like about the way they wrote her for the series. Very flawed character because she didn't know whether she wanted to be good or bad. And she kind of tiptoed the line. She wasn't really she wasn't a hero at all.
No, definitely not a hero. Now, that was something that I thought she was going to be. I thought she was going to be a hero.
No, she wasn't.
But then after watching the show, and I was like, yeah, this girl is not a hero.
Not at all.
Not at all.
She did a lot of things that weren't very heroic.
Yes.
Doing some things to, for one, we can go ahead and talk about it. Getting with this group who are very shady.
Yes.
And taking money.
And blackmailing these Fortune 500 companies into giving them shares in the company, 6-figure salaries, all because of the Hood having a vendetta against who comes out to be his father. His father.
Right. And at the end of the day, it's all about power and wanting more power and that kind of thing, because that's what the Hood character actually wanted.
Yeah.
He wanted more power. And with Riri, man, it all started with the loss of her stepfather and her best friend. And that kind of stayed with her. And you see that play out throughout the series.
Yeah.
What they meant to her.
Yeah.
Even the fact that the AI that her suit created was based off of her memories of her best friend. Yeah. So I thought that was really cool, man. I really liked her character, the AI character, Natalie.
Yes, Natalie.
I thought she did a great job.
Yeah, she did. Natalie was one of my favorite characters.
I think so too. Same here.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite characters.
Same here. Like I said, it was a interesting take on the character. one thing, I don't know how well it did on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet.
But. Yeah, I'm not sure how well it did. But in terms of like her introduction into the MCU, of course she was introduced through Wakanda Forever, the Black Panther 2. What did you think about that? What did you think about her introduction into?
Well, again, her introduction in Black Panther 2, I thought, she was going to be more of the next Iron Man. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Her introduction was really cool to see a young Black girl with that much knowledge.
Yeah.
And to be like the next Tony Stark or whatever. I was super excited.
Yeah.
Super excited for that. But then to see what her character turned into, first getting kicked out of MIT, selling work to all these different students from all these different universities and getting caught for it. And, and I saw what she was doing, trying to raise money for her project.
Right.
But she never would give a definite answer on anybody that asked her why she was building this suit.
Right.
Her answer was, because I can.
Yeah.
It's because I can. Yeah. And then to find out that she wanted to build it to be a protection.
Right.
But herself was not the protector.
Right.
I'm
completely.
Yeah. This suit and what this suit stands for is protecting people, but she herself was far from being the person that should be in the suit. If you get what I'm saying.
No, I completely.
Yeah, if you get what I'm saying, she's not that person.
Yeah. So do you feel like she's not, and in terms of the character, do you feel like her character is not a very likable character?
No, it's like a catch-22 with her character. You like her, and then you don't like her actions. Yeah, you don't like her actions.
I've got that.
So yeah, it's gonna be a toss-up with her character in the next season.
Yeah,
to see what happens.
Well, I say this.
Well,
I feel
because again, if we're going episode by episode, then we'll get to what I think her character is going to be in the next episode. I mean, in the next season.
Yeah.
And
we'll do that. Yeah. We'll do that.
Yeah.
So I'll start off by saying this again. I like the show. It's in the mid range for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's the final episode was probably one of the best.
Yes.
In terms of their series.
Finales
that I've seen,
and
out of all of them.
And there's a character in the last episode that
could play major implications.
Yes, could play major implications
on the MCU overall.
And I was so surprised to see that particular character because
in a Disney Plus series.
Yes, because who the character is, and then they definitely gave it away when he changed his accent.
Yes.
And I was like, oh. Yes. If you didn't already know, it's not this particular demon that they thought it was or entity that they thought it was. And then once he changed his accent, I was like, oh, they just brought him in from another series it's the same character from another series, but just a different spin on him, probably who he was before he became the person in this other series. And we'll talk about, like, if you say we're going to go episode by episode in this discussion, but yeah.
And that's what, so we're about to jump into it. I'll say my thoughts real quick on Riri's introduction. Like, so coming out of Wakanda Forever, it was a movie that was full of, it had a lot to accomplish.
True.
We know Wakanda Forever had a lot to accomplish, coming off the death of Chadwick Boseman, who filled the shoes of T'Challa in the MCU. But they had to not only write off Chadwick Boseman out, but the main character, which is T'Challa. But then on top of that, you have to introduce a new Black Panther, and you're introducing this new character into the MCU, Ironheart.
Yeah.
Which is a tough task. But man, Ryan Coogler, again, with what he had to work with, did a phenomenal job with Wakanda Forever. But I'll say this. When I think of character introductions and what makes me want to watch that character, I didn't coming off of that. I didn't necessarily want to see an Ironheart show based off the introduction.
But
you know what I wanted to see based off of the introduction? Like when you go back to Civil War, and you see Spider-Man get introduced, and you see Black Panther get introduced, I wanted to see more of that.
Okay.
But it was like the stories, they had their own individual stories. Though.
Yeah.
You know, like T'Challa played like a major role in that, and you wanted to see more of that character going forward.
Yeah.
Like it was a little bit, like I said, it was a bit of a tougher task for Ironheart because there was so much going on in Wakanda Forever, and it was just it was hard.
Yeah.
You know, but I know the character, and so I was like, I want to watch the show. And so that's what I did. I watched the series. And, you know, jumping off, we'll start off with the first episode, man. When you see her, and I think you kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, man, you get a chance to see what kind of makes her tick and what makes her who she is.
Yeah.
Starting with we learn that she lost her stepfather and her best friend in I think it was like a drive-by shooting.
Drive-by shooting.
And how it really affected her. And it plays a role in making her who she is today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, she's a flawed kid.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a young adult, but someone who is very intelligent.
Yep.
And because of her intelligence, she had to grow up so fast to fit into an adult world.
Right.
But she didn't give herself the time to truly develop and chew that person. You know, she's more book smart than anything.
Yeah.
So to really develop into a person with a full scope of understanding, she's not there yet.
Right.
She's not there yet because you see what she does with Joe.
Right.
You know, she manipulates him into allowing her to use his tech that he's acquired on the black market, and she ends up, getting this man caught up, and he goes to jail and turns into something that he did not want to be altogether.
And he actually ended up being the son of Obadiah Stane.
Yeah.
He was Tony Stark's rival.
Yeah.
His mentor and rival in the original Iron Man.
Yeah.
So it was kind of neat to see that little call.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like it was like, man, she kind of ruined his life.
Yeah.
You know, he had this regular, trying to get out of the public side, changing his name and all this kind of stuff. And then meets Riri and she kind of messes his life.
Messes his life up, and just looking at them two together, you thinking that, even though she manipulates him into, letting her use his technology to upgrade her suit and to steal a piece of the hood's cloak, you're thinking that they're going to come together and be some type of team.
Yep.
Because, again, he says that he doesn't want to be like his dad, Obadiah. He wants to be totally different from him, but she actually turns him into his father.
Right.
She turns him into his father by her actions. And you see that he tells her, we're going to team up to defeat the hood, but I'm not done with you yet.
Right.
So that's setting up for, his comeback
in
the next season or whatever. So
let's talk about the hood too. Anthony Ramos, man. What did you think about the job he did with the hood? Like, because she's introduced to him.
Yes.
Like, she's lacking for money. Someone approaches her who is within the hood's organization. Matter of fact, it's his cousin.
His cousin.
And he introduces her. He brings her into the fold.
Yeah.
Like, what did you think about the job Anthony Ramos did?
Man, he did a great job. He did a great job. To see him in this show after seeing him in what was it? He was in
He's been in a number of
yeah, but wasn't he in the last Transformer?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was in the last Transformer. And he's actually supposed to be like the first G.I. Joe
or something.
Something like that
I think that was just movie. A little Easter egg.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but to see this character, him play this character, the hood. I mean, man, he did a phenomenal job.
He was menacing.
Yeah,
I'll say
he
it.
was
He
very
was very menacing.
Yeah.
And I love the story with he and his father.
Yeah.
Because towards the end of the show, like in episode 6, it's revealed.
It revealed that the guy that he's truly after is his dad. And his dad put him out when he was like 12 years old. Yeah. And to hear some of the things that his dad even said to him in episode 6, you can understand why he turned into the person that he was. Because his dad told him, what was that line? He was like, after your mother passed away, I I just felt that, I didn't want you.
Yeah.
And it was best for both of us if, you just left.
Yeah.
And went on your own. And this dude was 12 years old.
Yeah.
For your dad to tell you, oh, I didn't want you, especially after your mama died. And I mean, that would make you want some type of revenge on a person. And, then you see who he made his deal with in order to become the hood.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. But I mean, he did a great job.
I thought he was excellent. I thought Dominique Thorne was great.
Yes.
Again, the girl that played, I think Lyric Ross, the girl that played Natalie, she was great. Like the acting was great. I didn't really, the crew I didn't like quite as much. I thought they were good, but I don't think they gave them enough time to.
They didn't give them enough time to develop.
Yeah, they didn't give them enough time to develop.
They really did.
So you didn't really get a chance to see a lot of them.
Yeah.
In terms of like development, I mean, because like from the very start, they're telling Ironheart, was it Riri?
Riri.
They're telling her, we'll just do these jobs. We're not gonna hurt anyone. They go from that, and then like episodes later, they're trying to kill Riri.
Yeah.
So they're not killing nobody, but then all of a sudden they're trying to kill her.
They're trying to kill her.
So it's just like it's like who are you?
And it was like they.
It was like a quick shift.
Yeah, it was a quick shift. It's like, okay, the hood says she kills him, so now I want you all to go kill her. And there was no kind of discussion.
And so let's talk about that. Kills who? Like, so because that was a major turning point within the series too.
Yeah.
So when they went to do this one job, and they all kind of get in a bit of trouble, and the hood's cousin is like, he finds out that Riri is kind of working against them.
Yeah, he finds her with the piece of his cloak in her hand, and
and he tries to kill her.
Yeah,
he tries to kill her.
He tries to kill her.
He's unsuccessful with it, and like she ends up trapping him
in this room,
this containment unit or whatever it is, and she leaves him.
Yeah,
she leaves him to die.
She leaves him to die. I mean, because again,
he was trying to kill her.
Yeah, he was trying to kill her, and I understand, even if she would have saved his life, it would have been the end of the show.
Right.
Because they would have automatically been after her. There wouldn't have been no trying to recreate or come back and fight later.
Right.
It would have been the end of it right then and there. So
because she has choice, but I think that's one thing that I do like about this character, because she has choices, and her choices aren't always the best choices.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about this character, because it's not just like some, cookie cutter type deal.
Yeah.
Where everything's gonna end all.
And see, and I think that,
to
be honest, I think that was one thing that the MCU was trying to do with this particular character, is show that everything is not one way.
Yeah.
If you do it this way, then you're actually walking the straight and narrow path. If you do it this way, then you become a villain.
Right.
Her life was, topsy-turvy every which way she went. Around every corner, it was always something new that she was going to have to deal with. And her life was never going to be smooth. It was never going to be smooth.
Right. So, and so we'll just go ahead and get into it too, man. And one of the things that they did, especially with the hood character or with Ironheart overall, is like, one thing we know about the character of Iron Man going in Ironheart is like they're very technology based.
Yes.
Or whatever. One thing the show did was bring magic into
it brought magic into it.
And that's something that, we expected from WandaVision or Agatha all along, shows like that. One character that has been talked about since the very beginning of the MCU series, which started with WandaVision, was like bringing in a character like Mephisto.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, people were thinking like, well, Mephisto is behind everything.
Yeah.
At that point. And then they were like, well, if they bring him in, they didn't do it in WandaVision, maybe they'll do it in Agatha all along. They didn't do it there. So in Ironheart, of all places, they bring in this massive character who could play a huge role. Like if you know anything about the comics, Mephisto is like a demon from.
He's Lucifer basically.
But he's somewhat, he's like
basically
Lucifer.
like Lucifer.
Yeah, he's basically like Lucifer, man. So he's this like all powerful being, And throughout it, it's teased that, you know, it might be Dormammu who's behind it because of the magic, you know, the power of the magic and all this kind of stuff. But Mephisto ends up being the main villain.
Yeah.
You know, the one who gives the Hood his powers. And so he gives people a choice.
Yeah.
He asked them what you want, you know.
And as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, I already knew who it was because when he asked the Hood, you know, what do you most desire?
Yeah.
That is definitely a Lucifer line.
Yeah.
That is definitely a Lucifer line. He was like, you know, what do you most desire?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, I know who you are now. You know, if you didn't already know, you knew because of that line. And to tell him when the Hood said, well, what is this going to cost me? And he said, oh, something that you're not going to miss anyway.
Yeah.
You know, your soul, your eternal soul.
Yeah.
You know, and
man, and having Sacha Baron Cohen play,
yes,
Mephisto,
yeah,
I thought that was a great,
movie. That was a great movie,
and he killed it too.
Yeah, he did.
He was excellent.
He did.
So now another thing, man. So, you know, Riri has this team she's working with. You know, she has the AI. Magic Shop. Went into the Magic Shop. Shout out to Cree Summer too, man.
Yeah, man. Cree Summer.
You know, Cree
I think she was only in like 2 episodes, man.
Yeah, she wasn't in there that much, but it was cool to see her.
Yeah, I would have loved to see her a little bit more.
But her daughter, and you know, they kind of introduced them to like magic.
Yeah.
Told them like her daughter mentioned about Dormammu, and you know, so you're thinking it's going this one way or whatever, and so her suit gets destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
She has to create a new suit, but she doesn't have any, you know, material to build it out of.
Yeah.
So they bring back her stepfather's old vehicle.
Yeah.
And they build a car in like what, a day?
Yeah, they build a suit.
They build a suit out of a car
in like a day.
Okay. Yeah. You know, and included magic within the suit.
Yeah.
And she goes to take on the Hood.
Yes. And the magic that's in the suit is kind of like elementary. I mean, to me, because it didn't do much.
Nah.
It didn't do much. It was
cool to see.
It was cool to see, but I'm like, it didn't. What was the magic for real? Other than stopping one thing, it only stopped one thing. It didn't really do much even after that. So it was like.
Yeah, and one thing it did do, like whenever the magic was I guess placed inside of her suit,
mm-hmm.
it knocked it completely done away with her AI, best friend Natalie.
Yeah.
And so she was completely wiped out and gone forever again.
Yes.
And there was no way to bring her back. And so that played a major role going forward as well. Yeah. So once she went to fight the Hood,
and defeated him.
She was then brought before Mephisto.
Yes.
And offered a choice.
Like,
what is it that you desire? What do you want more than anything else? And she had just lost her best friend. This is a girl who's lost pretty much everything. She lost her best friend. She lost her stepdad. And she recently, her best friend was brought back through AI
mm-hmm.
within a suit. And she just lost her again.
Yeah.
So that played a major role. And you're thinking okay, well, clearly, she's seen what it's already done to this guy.
Yeah.
There's no way she's going to make this.
I'm like, and that was the thing. I'm like, come on. I don't know how she's going to come back from it now, though.
So what's the choice she made, though?
She made the choice to give her soul over to the devil, basically. And and she got her best friend back. And it wasn't just the AI version. It was the physical version of her friend.
Right,
that back to life. That she could touch. The girl has come back to life. Yeah. And I didn't think she would make that choice, but again, that shows you how immature she is, because again,
how do you bounce back from that?
You can't. You can't. So there's no way that Ironheart is going to actually become a hero. I don't see how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't see how Ironheart is going to ever be a hero. Ironheart is forever now a monster.
You die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
That's right. That's right. And she's going to become the villain. And now I can see, in my mind, I can see her becoming the villain and then having to fight Suri or something like that later on down the line. I can see those type of things. I can see that coming back together, but
when you add in like a character like Mephisto, like he's like on a Doom, Thanos type level.
Yeah, and what
does that mean going forward for the MCU? Does that mean like are they gonna bring this character into the movies, or what are they gonna do?
They're gonna do something.
Because when you think about it, like originally, you wouldn't think that they would introduce like who was supposed to initially be their big bad, which was Kang the Conqueror. You would think that they would introduce him in a TV series, but they did it. They did in Loki.
Yeah,
so could you see them moving Sacha Baron Cohen's Mephisto to the MCU, especially since they have Doomsday coming out?
Yes, I can definitely see that, and he may even be in Doomsday. I don't know, but
we don't know. It's so stacked.
It's so stacked. You never know who's going to be in there. But but what this series is about to turn into is going to be a very dark series.
Like, I mean, but how do you? Like for a character like that, I'm sorry, but I don't see a Riri Williams being able to defeat a character like you have. You have to have like a Doctor Strange.
Yeah, you're gonna have
somebody.
Somebody. She's gonna have somebody. I don't want to say who she's gonna have to have, but I know who she's gonna have to have.
You got to have but who? Like who? Because you can't. You can't do it. Like you need everybody.
You need need everybody.
But I mean, Doctor Strange for sure. Because I know Doctor Strange has battled Mephisto before, and Dr. Doom and Mephisto have like this kind of rivalry going on, and he's like a Silver Surfer type, level threat. So like, who? You can't go against somebody like that in an iron suit.
No, you can't. So I mean, the Hood didn't actually die.
No, he came back.
So and then he went to talk to Cree Summers' magical daughter.
Yeah.
So I definitely see her role growing in this next season. She was great too. Yeah. She was great too. I definitely see her role growing, and her and the Hood coming together in some type of way, and then coming back after Ironheart. But I don't know. I don't know if somehow they all have an epiphany and they decide to team up together against him.
Who teams up together? Because I don't care. I don't care if you get the Hood, Riri, and everybody else on the show to go against. Like they're not beating the system.
They're not going to beat him, but I can see them somehow trying to.
What do you bargain to get her back?
I don't know.
Because it's something. Something has to be given.
Something's going to have to be given back, either the best friend or the mother. Something's going to have to be given back in order for her to break that spell that's on her now. But yeah, it's gonna be tough. Whatever it is, it's gonna have to be something. It's gonna be something huge.
Bring out all the Avengers.
Yeah, man.
Who are already busy with Doomsday.
Yeah, to come fight for this little girl here. But
exactly.
It's crazy, man. It makes me want to watch season 2.
Yeah,
just because
of
what happened to Riri in the last episode, it makes me want to watch season 2. But it's gonna be very dark. It's gonna be very dark. I don't see how she's gonna come back from it, but I hope she comes back from it.
Yeah.
But again, I don't see how she's going to.
I'm with you. It made me want to watch season 2 as well. Especially like I said, that last episode was excellent. So if that's the direction they're going moving forward, I'm all for it, man.
Yeah.
I'm all for seeing where they go with this story, because I'm still trying to figure out how do you introduce a character on this scale in this series, and like how do you defeat that?
Yeah.
Because this isn't just like some small time like
this is not a small character.
That you can defeat in an iron suit.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But those are our thoughts. Those are our 2 snaps. That's what we think. What do you get a series?
I give it 2 snaps.
You know what?
I give it 2 snaps.
Based on the last episode, I give it 2 snaps. Definitely worth watching. If you're an MCU fan,
yes.
Like I said, it'll be interesting to see where they're going forward. So we'll see, man. But what do you guys think? What did you guys think about the Ironheart series? Those are our thoughts. Share your thoughts with us below at the email below. And
yeah, man, that's it on that one.